global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. FCT minister seem to be everywhere at the same time and definitely on the nerves of most people, particularly the governed, those who seem to want better things for democracy, the democratic benefit, and they're not getting it. From being the person in the center of PDP crisis to the one in center of Rivers crisis, now FCT. Kingibe, the sole senator representing FCT, have decided to speak up, literally telling the Nigerian youth, Nigerians, that definitely they're getting what they are getting simply because they're not engaging, they're not putting pressure, they're not making their demands, and they're not asking that things should be done. Just fairly recently, we've seen what is going on with VDM, AFCC, GT, and all of that. But right now, she's literally giving Nigerians expo on how to make things work, is exposing how we can make FCT minister and all other quote-unquote leaders that are not accountable to Nigerians and Nigerian youth, to make them accountable, and she's showing us exactly how we can do it without necessarily saying we must do it, but she's saying you have to do it to get back your country, because the likes of FCT minister will not hand you this on a platter. Let's listen to her and see what she's telling Nigerian youth to do now if we must get back our country, because it's getting out of hand. We'll come back for more.
I have said it. Nigerian youths, they are complacent, they are quiet, all they do is grumble. We need to have constructive interaction. Do you understand? All I hear is grumblings and insults. That's not helpful. Do you understand? You guys, the country belongs to the youth. They should own it. Instead of a proper, program or agenda, they will threaten a strike that, of course, everybody knows they're not going to go on. How does that achieve anything? But as he said, Nigeria is in Mayday, Mayday. I agree. My advice? The Nigerian government. My advice is to the Nigerian youth. My advice to the Nigerian people. This is your country. Own it. You have another country. I don't have another country. So we have to make it work. We have to do whatever is necessary to reclaim our country, whatever is necessary to make sure that this country works for everybody.
So people are saying that the government should cut costs.
I agree, government should cut costs. So why should they cut costs? Have you made them cut costs? Tell me, have you? Other than you should.
But Nigeria is putting pressure on the government.
How?
To reduce cost of government.
How have they?
Every year.
Every year, what do you do to put pressure on the government? That by telling them that they should. I haven't seen a concerted complaint. I really haven't. And all I see is most people is about me. You understand? If I'm not, your direction to get things for other people may vary. Your direction may be very different from his, and vice versa. But let us see something. I want to see something. I'm sure other leaders want to see something. But all I see are young people who complain and constantly just insult their leaders, but they do not constructively engage the leaders. Do you understand? The leaders are already your leaders.
Can you give us an example of constructive criticism?
Okay, now you tell me something that really bothers you. Okay, all right, we all complain about the minister of FCT, right? Please tell me what you people all do. The minister is an emissary of the president. The president is the de facto. Is it a letter you guys have written to the president? Is it a complaint? Is it a platform? Tell me. None. All you do is insult him, insult the minister, insult me. How does that get you anything? Do you understand my point? I want to see things that will make a difference. Oh, we don't like this. We need you to do A, B, C, D. Okay, if you don't do it, we will do X, Y, Z. And then do X, Y, Z if they don't do it. And I'm sure most of the time, if you put enough pressure on any government, governments are defined by the well-being of the people. If you put enough pressure on any government, they will. It's not enough to say, I don't want dodo, but you don't say what you want to eat. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my advice is not to government, it's to you, the youth of the country. Constructive is the word, not just criticizing and insults. Constructive. That's my advice. and especially to my constituents, who all they do is complain about how much they hate the minister. Tell the minister and me what you want. Maybe he might do it. Maybe I might get him to do it. But I need to know what you want, other than the things I already know, like no water, no schools, no hospitals. Tell me the other things.
But the other things are not being done too.
Have you mentioned them?
We need to mention them.
Of course you do. For instance, I have certain solutions to youth unemployment. You can't give them jobs in the office. Give them farmlands, 1 hectare. Minister of Agri, give them inputs. Everybody go to the farm. You tell us that. Let's propose it. Let's work out the modalities and see whether you comply. But you just say, I don't have work, I don't have this. So how can we help you other working in an office? You want governance to reduce, right? So office work is not an option. What are the other options? Do you understand? Before you elected me, I told you that governance is synergy between the governed and the leaders. I don't see the synergy since I got elected. All I see are...
All right, welcome back. We've heard what Mr. Kingibe is saying. We all know this truth that Nigerians are actually very comfortable, especially Nigerian youth, are very comfortable on social media. Some will say rant, and these politicians have gotten used to it. That will threaten, that will go on rampage. At the end of the day, no protest. We will go on, we hit the street. At the end of the day, it's where 2 or 3 are gathered that will come out to hit the street. And the politicians over the years have seen that as a sign that we are not strong enough, we are not strong-willed enough to take back our country, and hence the impunity, hence the lack of accountability, and hence the level of corruption skyrocketing to a point that even a fellow politician is now begging and telling Nigerian youth, act now. Make demands. You have to take back your country. These guys are literally, this is no longer democracy. You don't enjoy dividends of democracy. We are even pitying you people because you don't even have a future. And the only one country we have, yes, we wanted to take something, but we don't want it to be this bad. And now we are almost at a sorry state. We need you now to rescue us from the level of impunity that is going on, especially in the level of leadership and political elite. What's your take on what Kingibe, the LP senator and also senator in FCT? What's your take on this?
Well, if we must emphasize on some of the things she has mentioned, first thing first, that's an ideal situation. The youths are supposed to have a meeting with these people and talk to them about things that they feel is not all right. But the big question is there any room for that to take place? And the situation whereby there is a clear display of embezzlement, and would you now go to those leaders and tell them, oh God, you have embezzled money, be accountable and blah, blah, blah. I think one of those organizations that have done this severally is CIRAP. CIRAP has been doing this. It's like a pressure group. They have been on the neck of leaders for accountability. Nobody talks. Even sometimes they give them timeline and drag them to court. Before you know, the case lingers in court, and after a while, it disappears. Sometimes it can stay as long as the administration. So that is why it seems as though youth in Nigeria are the smartest in the world, whether we like it or yes. But unfortunately, even the agencies that are put in place to checkmate the leaders, come on, are they checkmating them? If, for example, now you wake up and say, sir, they gave you this amount of money, how were you spending it and all of that? Ordinarily, EFCC should rush in because they are the ones in charge of financial misappropriation. They should rush in and do the needful, but they are not. There are cases that we're talking right now that have been hanging as long. Last time when Shehu of Channels invited the EFCC boss, he asked him about some of the pending cases. He said, we are still investigating. He's still investigating. Before you know, he'll be out of that position. Another person will come in and continue the investigation. Investigation not a finish. Some of them are in lofty position.
They finished governorship. They're
now it's Senate president. Come on. You're still talking about that. You're still on it. It's just a file in your hand, which if they don't plan to play it according to the desire of the sitting president, he will say, okay, kickstart the process. As you kickstart the process, oh, sir, I'm very sorry. They'll keep it again. So these things, it's not that Nigerians used to know this one, but that's why you see the murmuring. Anytime they see someone who can be the voice to the voiceless, someone who is brave enough to go through that horrific road to demanding for justice, because that road is very horrific. Horrific in the sense that it will come to a time that the counter allegations upon allegation, counter allegation will be coming up against it. Imagine the case of this guy. What's his name? VDM, very dark man. This is one person I've been speaking up for people. But today we're talking about cyber stalking. We're talking about to a point that the EFCC, who should be against working in sync with other organization when it comes to the issue of misappropriation of funds, they are the ones speaking someone up on the issue of cyber stalking. Come on. The DSS should be doing that job, but come on, EFCC is the one doing it. So, now outside that, there are countless. We've seen allegations just came up of, I think, from the northern part of Nigeria against Wale. How he has embezzled more than 500-something billion naira. His aide came out and was disputing it and all of that. So you now realize that the youth have told the right part severally, not just the youths. Some people have been youths, they told the right part, now they have old. Some of them have decided even to join the winning team. We just woke up one day and we heard that Shehu Sani, who had been a staunch believer of PDP, has decided to cross carpet to APC. Why? You have stand on the defense, and as you look, the more you look into the future, the more bleak it becomes. So after a while, they just slump in and say, man, this country no go change. They decide to join the other team, and the corruption keep happening. So it's not about put the thing in plain papers before the so-called leaders and another one. How many of them have they been able to abide with? So that's why we keep seeing this murmuring. We are just wishing now. At this point, we are wishing, because even the judiciary themselves, we've seen a lot of things come on where judiciary stand against even the issue of constitution and all of that. So come on, this is the situation we find ourselves. I don't know how it would be.
All right. That's a good wrap it up. Let's move to the conversation. What's the take?